Hey guys, this is Juno, and welcome back to another account improvement. Wait, I lied. This is an account review. Welcome back to an account review. This is Saya's account in Europe, and I believe it's a she from her Discord profile. I can be wrong, but I'm gonna believe what she's stated there. And she wanted a review focusing in siege offenses. That's not a first, but we don't get a whole lot of that since a lot of people are usually into arena, RTA, and also siege, I guess more in defense. But overall, it's like siege. But she wanted to know about offense a little more, so we're going to be talking about the offenses that I think she could build, at least in her level, to get a couple of wins easily if you bring it into the correct defenses. And then we'll also talk about RTA, another thing that she wanted me to focus on. It's pretty much set for a lot of these account reviews. They want to know how to get better in RTA since it's the pinnacle of PvP. So we'll get into it. First, we're going to look at her record. Her best arena record was C1. RTA record was F3. So those are pretty low. She is in a G1 guild right now. She is probably doing all of her dungeons. Interesting with Shaman, okay. Dragon, a minute, perfect. Necropolis, 58 seconds. They're all good. She is doing solo R5, so that is good to see. She has a couple of shiny toys. It looks like Maximilian and Sima. Those look fun. So if her runes allow it, when I say runes, it's really swift runes, she can stroll into C1, I think, at the very least. But we'll have to look at that. And because of that, we'll look at swap first. Because I did this last time, I think it makes more sense to check out the rune quality and then talk about her RTA and my recommendations for RTA because we don't know how fast she is. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, so we have imported the file. Let's see how many runes she has. I'm gonna make this a little smaller so you guys can see it. Okay, so here we are at the runes. So for 6-star runes only, she has a total of 2,000 and... Oh no. What? Okay, so wait, level 15. Let's look at level 12 to 15. So let's look at all the 6-star runes, level 12 to 15. And out of 2,179 runes, 1,200 runes or 1,300 runes are level 12 and 6-star at the very least. Wow, that's a lot of runes that's not meeting this criteria. I'm assuming she's not powering up her runes. That's the only reason I'll see this being so low. It's almost only half of her runes. That's not good. Okay, let's take a look at efficiency. Over 100%. Okay, I'm happy that we see some runes here. 44 runes. Not the worst that we've seen, but obviously not great. And out of this, max is 110 with it being a blade rune. Cool. Okay. Out of 90% and up, we have a total of 290 runes. And out of these, for violent, will, despair, I guess intangibles as well, swift, right? Out of these runes, 121 runes are over 90% efficiency, taking account 30% of that with grinds and gems, assuming that there are still more things to grind. That's why the 30% of it, which is what? 36 runes, right? 36 runes can still be over 100%. Well, actually, that's not correct because we already have runes that are over 100%. We have to actually make this 90 to 100 to get the correct number. So she has 90 runes, 94 runes that are between 90 and 100. And let's say 30% of that, if it gets the grinds and gems, it will get bumped up to over 100%. So 30 more runes can go up 100% plus. Okay, that's not too bad actually. Let's look at Swift first. Let's see how fast you are. Swift. Whoa, 35 accuracy. That's good. I actually like it being an accuracy rune because it could be used for a stripper, but what stripper will fit well? Oh wait, but there's like units like Sackmith. Sackmith will use this rune really well, right? It has to be fast and it needs a lot of accuracy. So Sackmith will be a perfect fit if you have Sackmith. Sadly, the second fastest rune is a flat rune, it looks like. HP flat on slot 6. Ooh, that hurts. 26. And then 25, but that's a +3. So it could be 27. So raid is an issue, right? I see another +3 here too. That could be 24, I guess, with max hero. This one I will recommend a legend grind because obviously you don't have the fastest runes all around. So 27 will be a decent rune at the very least. So not the quickest, but you do have a quad there. Let's look at violent fastest 26 with the +3 again. All screaming R5. And then 26, 26, 25, 25, 22, again another +3. So yeah, I think my recommendation stands. Despair 27, 25, 24, 23, 22. Okay, it's a little slow. Despair's a little slower. Let's look at Will. 27, 26, 25. Okay, the grinds look great here. But then it drops here 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. So not the fastest. You have 4 runes over 24. Finally, intangible, which I'm not going to expect too much actually. Yeah, she has no runes over 90% efficiency there. Just from this, well, let's look at everything. Fastest runes, okay, 35 the swift rune, then a fatal 31. Another fatal that has 28 speed, 27, 27. Okay, two quads, one being on swift, the other being on fatal. It's a defense flat rune, another flat rune. Okay, could be used for a booster, I guess. So something for like Asher maybe even, because. Oh wait, no, it's not flat. Sorry, it's a slot 3. So yeah, so great. It's perfect for a broken set. 31. It looks like HP needs a grind. That's a +4. That's the lowest of hero grinds. So R5 is definitely what I'm gonna recommend. After that, it's kind of hard to say because I want to say still Giants, as you have a Sema plus Maximilian. Although those 2 units shine on either Despair or Violent, you need to be able to outspeed to take first turn for them to shine, because I don't think they're used as a second turn unit, right? So I think just by the fact, if you want to utilize the box you have and you want to have fun with the LD5s you have, you are striving to be a first turn player, right? You're striving to be a first turn player, and to be a first turn player, you need to have fast swift runes. And with that, you could get fast despair runes. So I think after R5, I will go to Giants. Probably a little more of Necro as well, because Will is, I think, still pretty crucial, especially on your damage dealer. Yes, your boosters or whatever unit that's moving first may be off Will if you're very, very confident with your speed. But you have to account for players that are faster than you and make sure that everybody else is on Will. It's the best subset to have in RTA. And also, it's going to really help with your siege defenses too, because with Necro, you're going to get Destroy runes. Let's take a look at your Destroy runes because you want to play Siege. You only have 7 runes that are over 90%. So, yeah, I think Necro will also be a very good dungeon to farm. So back to the account, let's take a look at the collection. For dark units, I'm looking for... Well, you're looking for offenses, but I'm going to give you defense recommendations as well, because I did see Dark Siri and it's not being used. If you have Dark Siri, please use it. It's a very, very strong unit for siege defense, especially in the 4-star defense. This 28% speed lead is no joke. I think Dark Siri paired with Chilling +1, there are a lot of options. You could put like Truffle, you could put in... do you even have Truffle? Okay, you don't have Truffle, but you could put in Sura, the Wind of Sura. We've seen that a lot. You could even put in, what's another good option? I actually like the Truffle or that Wind of Sura option the most. But you do have Wind of Sura, the Usha, okay, build. So I will go that route. I'll definitely have one of those defenses. For offense, what do you use for Dark? I know that you don't have Bethany. You do have Kroa. Kroa is used a lot due to your insane base speed with Miang Kroa +1. So you could try that. I think I've seen a lot of paired with Fran. Okay, but not a whole... Okay, Islin, a very good unit as well that pairs well with Malite. Malite, Islin, Tetra is a common one as well, so you can make that too. Let's look at Light. I think if you have Kinky is a pretty big cheat code just to have. You have Leah, okay, then Gemini Leah is obviously an option, very strong as well. Gemini Asher Leah. No, sorry, Gemini. I guess you do want Asher because you want. I mean, Escher will be enough. You could use Hrausvelg too if you want. Gemini, Hrausvelg, Leah, but you don't have to boost, so it's harder to tune. I'll just use Gemini, Escher, Leah. There should be some. I might be missing something, but I know there's a unit that should be giving attack buff other than whatever I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it is Escher. So that's an offense that you can make. You could definitely make a cleave with a Sima. I've seen a lot with Tiana. Oh, do you have her? Yes. Tomoe, Tiana, Sima is a very strong offense in Siege as well. So that's one too. We're going to be going into her Siege, and I'll be setting those offenses that she can make. But it looks like she has a couple of options. She's also missing a lot of units here. So just take a quick skim here that she is missing a whole lot of units. So it is limited, but I think she also is not limited where she could make a few that is really good for Siege offense. Let's go to Arena. I think this defense is very... Wow. I was just going to say this defense is very bad. And their defense rate is 46% in this rank. It is C1, but whoa. That's surprising. Wait, how is that possible? How fast is your Triton? Okay, decently fast. Really? So I don't think you need the Escher when your Triton is this fast. I get what you're trying to do because your other two units are very slow. You're probably wanting Triton to move first, do what it needs to do, Escher boost, and then all of your units move. That's very interesting. But if I have to give you a recommendation, I'll give you one. So you don't have Vanessa, you don't have Camila, you don't have Samath. I'm gonna go with more. And I do want that Triton because it is the fastest unit right there. Damn, man, then what I really wanted was like the water cookie. Not this water cookie, the other water cookie. The Manon. You could still use Asima, but I think you'll have to be a little quicker. Damn, not a whole lot of great options, huh? This looks weak. Man, I wanted like at least a Nora or something. Or a fire damage dealer, like the Rakan, Perna. I don't see an option here. What would you guys do? Like put this? It's kind of stupid, isn't it? I am actually lost with your defense. I don't know what to do here. You could try using Halfis. Maybe your original team is better. I really don't have an idea with what you have. It's very limited. If you guys have a good idea, please put it in the comment below because I can't really think of a decent defense here. I mean, her defense right now works up to C1 really well. She could continue testing with it, but she'll have to climb a little higher because obviously C1 is purely determined by how fast you are. You could be getting really good defense rate just by the fact you're faster than half of the other F3 players. So that's the case most likely right now for her because if you look at the win rate is 46%, so she was winning half the time. I'm just gonna put this up here like this, but you could change it back to what it was. I am not sure of what I will run. Offense wise, I have a few options. So yeah, I'll definitely run that, what you're running here. Okay. Triple bomb team, interesting. You're using the Triton to make sure you're outspeeding. I like that. But to be fair, if you are outspeeding for sure, you might not even need this. The thing is, do you have Jogen? I think Jogen is needed. If you don't, then this is the best option you have, actually. Okay, forget that. That's the best option. This one is interesting. I actually don't like this offense too much. I'm guessing you're trying to use it to outspeed whatever it is, but I think you should give your fastest to set to your Escher here. Or a second fastest at the very least. Or maybe you are doing that, but I think this offense right now hits a lot less than this offense. Here is the dot team. I don't like it. I think it's too squishy. But if you do take a turn, I think you will win. Oof. Yeah, that's not going to work. Let's assume we take this away and instead we put in a Tiana team. Do you even have a Tiana? Damn, you don't. You don't have a Tiana. Forget it. Forget it. I had a few options, but it looks like you're running all the options that I was going to talk about. Okay, but sorry. I actually thought I had better ideas here, but it looks like you're already running all of them. So I don't think I'm going to add more to it. I was going to talk about a Zeros team, but you already have a Leah, so you don't have to incorporate it on your Chiyu team. If you had Tiana, I was gonna say Tiana Zeros, because I started running that and it's doing wonders against tanky teams. But it looks like you don't have Tiana, which is pretty big. So I'm just gonna scrape that and just stop right there, because I don't think it's good to add more. Let's first go into RTA. You're an F2. You won all 10 games. That's great. Your best record was F3 with a 51% win rate. That's actually pretty low, and it means that you were playing in your level. You don't have a whole lot of units, but like I said, due to your box, due to these LD5s, you are playing the first turn game. The problem is this. First, I think the unit that moves first needs to have your fastest Swift set. What I mean by that is that the unit that is contesting speed. So when you bring out a draft that looks like you want to go first turn, the unit that moves first, a booster or something like that, needs to have your fastest Swift set. And here I think it's Escher. And then, okay, maybe Triton if you're really using Triton. But right now, I'm pretty sure these are all sharing Swift runes. Even this probably, right? Yeah. What does that mean? You have to get rid of 12. I think right now. With the speed that I'm seeing, you have to get rid of 2. If you want to keep this speed lead, I will get rid of 1 high base speed threat and 1 non-high base speed threat. So you'll get rid of one of these. And I actually like Escher more than Triton, to be fair. And then I'll get rid of one of these. And here I'll get rid of this, because you already have other 24 speed leads. And these will all be part of your draft. So these 2, you'll still be decently fast, and you won't need these 2. Now, if they ban Escher and you have only these 2, make sure you catch on early when the opponent is drafting. If they're contesting speed, and let's say they bring out an Ethna and you're at a spot where you can't ban the Ethna or you can't ban their speed lead because they have 2 or something like that, you have to know, you have to catch that you are going to get outsped even with something like this or something like this. You have to make sure your last picks are a huge threat to their comp. And usually a huge threat to their comp and your comp is a Hey Gang. Do you have a Hey Gang? If you have a Hey Gang, you're in a very good spot. Oh no, you don't have a Hey Gang. So I think if you really want to shine in RTA right now, you need to pull a Hey Gang. It's just not even debatable. For RTA specifically, you need a Hey Gang to be able to contest other people. That's what I think. And I don't want you to throw away this draft. I think you're playing the correct draft. I think you're playing the right box, especially because you have one of the most exciting units in the game. 2 of the most exciting units in the game, actually. If anything right now, I think I'll also add the Amber, because Amber really shines with your draft. I think it's really that broken, because all the debuffs that Maximilian puts in, all the debuffs that Asima puts in will add to the Amber's damage. If you look at her passive, yeah, it says right here, when attacking an enemy, deals additional damage by 4% of the target's max HP per harmful effect. That's why this unit is so strong with this or this. But again, it's not a unit that you should bring out all the time, but against a lot of fire units or a lot of... To be fair, she melts units if all the debuffs land. And these are 2 LE5s where they don't have any elemental disadvantage. They will be landing debuffs. Is this also on Swift? Okay, thankfully not. But the reason why I say that you should also farm, Despair and Violent is because these need to be somewhat quick. Like, even if Escher moves with 320 speed right now, this is not taking a turn, even with the boost. You have to be able to make these tuned. And when I say tuned, I think right now, if you're looking at 310, something like that with the boost, at least 250, 260 speed is what I'm looking for. And I'm actually surprised that you're not getting that on these units when you're only running, what? 11 units. So think about your draft. Think about where you want to cut on your Swift runes. And also make sure that you are pulling the correct resources to give these 2 builds, these 3, actually these 4, the speed to follow up your Swift units. I will try and rune up some counter units. I think a triple revenge Verd will work well. That's trying to outspeed you, because Ethna is a unit that could easily contest your speed. What else is there? Douglas, if you have one, maybe. you have to keep thinking of counter units that you could bring in. Maybe even a Josephine, because maybe they're trying to control you, because you're trying to control them in some way, especially when this is like on despair. This could stun. This could also stun if they're on despair. A Josephine could mess you up. So maybe you could use it on your side if the opponent is trying to do the same thing with different type of units, right? You know, Vertihill is also a very good counter to your draft because you have so many debuffs. So what are you going to do against Vertihills? What are you going to do against Junos? You want to be able to kill them, one-shot them. Then what do you bring out? You want to bring out things like maybe Masha to deal damage, right? So that it silences them. Maybe you want to bring out Tessarion so that you oblivion them. I don't know. You have to do something. You have to pick out the right counters to be able to deal with those counters that the opponent brings out. Anyhow, that's all I want to say with RTA. Let's now go into Siege. Siege offense is what she wanted to talk about. So let's go into... Well, let's first talk about her defense. The one thing I want to add is your Dark Siri. I'm just going to draft something for her because I know it's being used a lot. So here with... Ooh, Chilling is being used. So yeah, I think this is not doing well. 0-2. Get rid of it. It's not even being used. So we modify this. Boom, boom. Boom. Move it right there. We bring in the Dark Siri. And then the Usha. Oh, there it is. It is a Siktar. Yeah. This is actually very strong. A lot of G3 players use it. Obviously, it does require high rune quality, but Chilling could almost outspeed everything when it has the right rune sets. Swift. It has to be like at least plus 190, I think, still. On Will. And then you add a shield set on one of these two units. Then he'll have shield Will. With that, he gains like what, 30 more speed. So he will likely outspeed many opponents and win the match. So try that. That's the one defense I wanted to recommend. Now for offenses. Now you don't have Belial, so you can't run anything like that. But you have two Leas. Maybe if you have two Geminis, or if you can make two Geminis and an Escher, then you could run this 2 times, which I think is very good. So what I usually see here is, okay, if you think you get it tuned well, I'll put in a Hrausvelg or a Kali. This gives speed buff plus attack buff. Right? Attack speed, attack power. That, or you could also use the Hrausvelg. Because this also gives attack speed and attack power. Either of these are fine. I'm going to save this. Either of these are fine. It's your choice. But because you have 2 Leas, you could share all of these runes and run this offense twice. This works well. If it's tuned well, if you're outspeeding, it's all good. But there is that. You have to outspeed. But a lot of these offenses are going to be like that. Another one, like I said, a very popular one. Oh wait, but you don't have Tiana. What did you use here? Okay, so you're using something similar. So you don't have the Tiana, but you're trying to do it. Now, I know without Tiana, you might not take the turn, so it's very unsafe. But I see that you have the idea, so I'm going to let that pass. It looks like you already learned about it. Another one, yes, I was going to talk about this, but not without the Claire. You want to be able to outspeed again, so you could hit many different defenses. Is Miang right here, right? 28 lead. I use this a lot, so that's another offense. So let's save that too. Oh, the Islin, right? You have the Malite. You should have a Malite. Everybody should have a Malite. It's a very popular offense as well. So these 3, I think, could easily get you 3 wins. If you can make more, the better, because this is all that force. Obviously, Islin is a LD4, so it's going to be harder. I know you have 2 Leah, so you could run this twice. Gemini was free at a certain point. I hope you did the Hall of Heroes. I hope you have multiple of them. Maybe you have a summon, so you could run multiple of those as well. You could also run something like a Fang team. Do you have Alaya? Yes, you do. Do you have Fang? Man, it's so sad when you don't have Fang. You don't. Freaking sad. Okay, forget about that. But you could run Galleon, Bernard, and Julie. Again, something that you've seen a lot that I've ran. Yeah, this could be good as well. So there's 4, actually. There's 4. Is there another good cleave type of team? I like to use Bastet in my cleaves against tanky teams. A double cleave is really fun too. So Bastet, and then you have units that ignore defense is what I want to see. Claire could do it too. This could do it too. It's not as strong as Cassandra though, because Cassandra does more damage per buff. Well, actually she might too. Yeah, she does as well. It's not skilled up though. But Claire gives a lot of attack power lead, so you could try this. You just need to bring in a unit that ignores defense. And I don't want to put in Sonya here because Sonya has a condition and there are traps. But this is G1, so it might not be as important, but let's just play safe. What else ignores defense? Do you have Odin? No. Covenant could also work. Yeah, this could also work. It's a double sniping team. Double sniping team. So I'm just going to put in that other nat 5 because it's a different element. I don't know how hard she hits. I don't have her. You have to see how hard she hits. But I will save this too. So a lot of cleaves. And make sure that when you're running these cleaves, just make one swift set that's really fast and share it with the offenses. So here, probably 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these units will share the swift runes. And then everybody else will be tuned to that speed on that unit. But that is it for this account review, guys. I do think for RTA, she can get C1. She'll need to work on condensing her box and figuring out what she wants to play with. Pick and ban is still very important. But right now, I think she's not using swap well, or she's never used swap. So I've noticed that her damage dealer, let's ignore the swift runes being all spread out, but her damage dealers that are on Violent and Despair, they're not as fast as I thought it would be. I was at least expecting 240s, 250s. Maybe 250s might be a little high, but at least the 240s. But what we were seeing was like the 220s, 230s. And I think that's a little low. So she might want to look into that a little more. Maybe learn how to use swap. R5 is what I recommend for dungeon farming and then going back to giants. And then for everything else you guys have seen, for arena, for RTA, for SEIGE, those are the things that I recommend for her to build to make it a little easier. But that was it for this review, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want account reviews like this, please join my Patreon. If you guys want account improvements, join my Discord and fill out the Google form. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.